2 weeks ago, the stars of the Superior Class Auto Racing Cup Series rolled the dice in Las Vegas, where Chris Mathis hit the jackpot for the second week in a row. Tonight, SCAR makes its first road course stop of the season for 45 laps at Watkins Glen International. Constructed in 1956 to replace the street circuit utilized for Grand Prix racing, Watkins Glen International has seen its fair share of motorsport, including Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, and much more. While the circuit sat silent in real life for 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic, the virtual Watkins Glen will be abuzz tonight with stock cars as we race on the Cup Series layout. Welcome, race fans, to PitStop TV. As usual, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter tonight. JP Costa joins me in the booth, Trey Shuttlesworth on production, and I'm Trey Patton, and this is PitStop TV's live coverage of Round 5 of the Superior Class Auto Racing Cup Series live from the virtual Watkins Glen, New York for 110 miles around the Glen. JP, I know you're kind of new to this NASCAR thing. What do you expect to see go on tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty new to this, but, watching on TV, I'm sure road racing produces exciting races all the time. You can actually pretty much go door to door all the time with these cars. I'm pretty sure they can sustain a lot of damage. And, Watkins Glen, I guess, is just a perfect racetrack for these cars because, it's just a lot of fun, a few undulation changes, quite a few overtaking opportunities if you're brave enough. And I'm sure these guys are going to be producing a great show for us tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned a few of those overtaking zones. Most likely, you'll see some overtaking come out of the carousel onto that back straightaway where we just see these guys coming through, and also coming into the final corner where we're seeing the 86 machine of, I believe that is not Cody Harger. I'm sorry. That's Colt Ainsley. He's actually won a race this season. But you'll see him do some overtaking going into turn 1 here. A hard braking zone as you go down to turn 1. Maybe a little bit before the bus stop if you're feeling brave. Coming out of the carousel, down that back straightaway, and definitely going into that final corner where we've seen it happen in real life NASCAR races. So expect maybe we'll see the bumper being laid there a little bit later tonight.
Yeah, obviously, that is definitely a weapon that you can use. Normally, I'm pretty sure you see that on the final few laps of the race, but it's definitely a thing that you can use on these Cup cars. And, the track offers a lot of overtaking opportunities. If you do get a bad run at turn 1, obviously it's flat out all the way to the bus stops, so you're definitely going to be you're pretty much going to hurt yourself, and that's going to allow a lot of people to pretty much make a move on you. And the same goes if you get a bad exit at pretty much every single corner. You're just going to line yourself. Actually, you're going to be lined to be overtaken. So it's definitely going to be a great race. We obviously have 45 laps in 3 stages, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to be 45 exciting laps for us to commentate tonight.
Absolutely. Watkins Glen usually never has anything to be disappointed about, as we're actually ending our practice session right now. Qualifying is about to start, as we are actually going to pull up our point standings right now. After Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, Chris Mathis picked up the win there. As you can see on our graphics, he has 2 wins on the season. David Bradford sitting in second, 33 points back with 1 win. Colt Ainsley also with 1 win, sitting in third, 46 points back. Then fourth in points, 50 points back. We have Hayes Booth, Bobby Hamilton Jr. in 5th place, Jeff Napier in 6th, Scott Warren in 7th, Thomas McMullen in 8th, Will Jones in 9th, and rounding out our top 10 in points, Alan DeFries.
And these races, I'm pretty sure it's going to throw a lot of pretty much spinner in the mix, because obviously road racing is not something I guess these guys are used to a lot. So, a good result here can slingshot up you up in the championship, because as you can see, the table is pretty close. We have a few drivers tied on points, but the gaps are pretty close. So obviously getting a good result here is definitely going to help the championship charges of pretty much anyone. And obviously getting a better result will hurt you in the long run, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely going to throw a corkscrew into the points mix for sure. Just looking some of these guys in practice, seeing some of the guys that were quick on ovals may not necessarily be quick on a road course. But as we mentioned before, these guys had a lot of time to practice. They've had probably, I think, an hour practice session before. Yeah, an hour practice session now for qualifying. And then they had all week to prepare, actually 2 weeks to prepare for this race. So I expect this race to be fairly clean, and hopefully we can get some good hard racing.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at the practice, we definitely see drivers running different programs, I guess. Obviously, as you said, they had 2 weeks of practice pretty much up until this race. So definitely, I'm pretty sure everybody practiced, long run pace, qualifying pace, all that sort of stuff. But it's really interesting to see people that actually were favoring long runs instead of qualifying pace. Steven Singer was the one that I'm pretty sure ran the least amount of laps. He only ran like 9 laps, 7 laps actually on practice. So obviously focusing on that qualifying, which is definitely important. Track position, doesn't matter which track it is. You obviously want to have that because that just gives you the best opportunity to win. And we're definitely gonna, and hopefully we're gonna see that pace translating itself into qualifying because the times on practice were actually really close.
We're actually following Colt Ainsley right now. You see him get a little squirrely going up through the S's. You're gonna see him hop over those curbs going through the bus stop. Has a clean exit going out there. That's a good shot there with Trey Shuttlesworth on board. Looks like Quentin Murdoch gets the first timed lap with a 1:11 and quickly changes Will Jones to the top with a 1:09.8. They're expect to see more people going up to the top, or not going to the top, but logging more laps. Alan DeFries sets a time. Vincent Short sets a lap. TJ Woods slightly under Will Jones with a 8:49. David Bradford with a 9:20.
And we can see just how close the lap times are. Between Will Jones and TJ Wood, we only have 7,000ths of a second, so that is extremely close. That's pretty much less than a bumper, I'd say. And we have David Bradford less than a tenth of a second behind the poleman, which is Will Jones at this moment in time. And then the rest is pretty much on the same second. These guys, you can see from 6th all the way to 9th, they're on the same second, so that is incredible. As we can see now, some other people, Bobby Hamilton putting a 10-0. Colt Ainsley, as we mentioned before, he's now coming out of the pits again, and you can see there Will Jones finishing up his second lap. We're gonna see if he manages to improve on that 1:09.8 as he runs off the last corner. As he powers himself out of the main straight. It goes at 10-0, so unfortunately he cannot improve. So he stays with that 1:09.8, and he's currently pole position.
Yeah, we're coming across to see David Bradford coming to the line. Will he improve that lap? Does not look like he will. That's going to keep him in third. You see Bobby Hamilton Jr. sitting in pit road right there. And looks like Steve Murdoch takes a wild ride going down into turn 1.
And it's interesting to see the times on practice are not really translating. Stephen Singer actually didn't manage to put any laps. Oh no, he actually did put 1, so he's currently 3rd place at this moment. But over 6 tenths slower than his lap on practice. So really interesting. The fastest guy on practice is now currently 3rd. So unfortunately for him, obviously we do have other people. Pretty sure everybody's done on the lap at this moment in time. So I guess this is going to be our grid for tonight's race.
Yeah, we got 3 seconds of qualifying left, and then we'll go down for our grid walk. Looks like Will Jones is going to take the pole tonight here at Watkins Glen. We're going to get these cards staged up, and then we're going to walk you down through this grid. All right, here we go. Starting first, we have the pole sitter, Will Jones to his inside. TJ Wood starting 3rd, Steven Singer, David Bradford 4th, Bobby Hamilton Jr. starting 5th, Colt Ainsley 6th, Mark Truxell 7th, Justin Napier 8th, Quentin Murdoch 9th, and rounding out our top 10, we have Alan DeFries.
Starting off in P11, we have the number 40 of Jeff Napier. Thomas McMullen rides alongside of him in P12. Steve Murdoch in P13 in the number 53. Vincent Short alongside him on the outside lane. Jason Spear starts P15, the last guy to actually put a qualifying time. Fred Strawich, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, is going to start in P16. On the inside line on the number 66, we're going to have Cody Harger pretty sure I pronounced that wrong as well. Will Hewitt on the number 7 is going to be riding alongside him. Hayes Booth is going to be on P19 and P20 Scott Warren, and running off the grid in P21 Mickey Spear is going to be finishing up our grid, as the cars now looks like they're rolling off into the pretty much the warm-up lap, and we're going to be starting the race in a few moments time.
Perfect timing to get that grid done right as the cars go right behind the pace car. Will Jones will be leading us to the green flag. Steven Singer also following suit right behind him, or not right behind him, TJ Wood to his outside. Having a little issues formulating some words tonight, so I apologize for that. But while we're sitting here going through these pace laps and getting ready for this, we want to thank some of our sponsors. So first off, some series sponsors. I want to thank 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, Zero Bar, Candy Bar, Whoppers, First Horizon Bank, and Waffle House. And also our sponsors here at PitStop TV. We have Tucson Sound Art, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, and our new parent organization, Whiplash Media. So thankful for all these guys sponsoring us in the series to promote us and have us promote them, get their name out there, get our name out there, and just have a good product all around with every single one of these things. And I'm just ready to get this race underway. I'm expecting this to be a heck of a time.
Yeah, me too. As these cars are they're coming up to the second to last corner. Obviously, Will Jones is going to be dictating the pace, and obviously, turn 1 is going to be the main overtaking spot on the first lap, obviously. So hopefully, these guys can keep it clean, and we can see all 21 cars making around the first lap.
Yeah, hopefully, all the cars will make it through turn 1 and go through the first lap. That would be ideal, because we do not want to see anyone get jumped up on lap 1 of this long race. 45 laps around Watkins Glen. We're about to see the pace car take the hard right into pit lane. There he goes. And we're going to see that green flag wave. Green flag is out here at Watkins Glen.
It looks like Will Jones got a good start, but looks like alongside of him, TJ Wood is going to be leading on the outside lane. I'm not pretty sure he's going to be able to make that stick, but he sticks around the outside. He forces Will Jones onto the curb, but unfortunately he cannot get it enough sideways. But looks like they're going to be side by side as they head up the S. As TJ Wood unfortunately backs off, and looks like we have all 21 cars made it through turn 1. As you can see on the back here, I'm pretty sure we do have a battle side by side. No, we don't. So currently in the lead, still Will Jones, a perfect start from him as he heads into the bus stop.
Yeah, we're going to go into this braking zone through the bus stop. Looks like everyone's made it through so far. They're going to be single file as we go out there. Will Jones still leading. TJ Wood second. David Redford third. Steven Singer in fourth. We're going to follow suit. We got the 7 car. That would be Will Hewitt got around in the bus stop there. Not sure if he had any help going around there, but nonetheless, looks like he just missed the corner and looks like he locked the brake up. Thankfully, got off the racing surface. Nobody got collected in that. Unfortunate for him, but nonetheless, we're still green.
Yeah, looks like Fred Strawich, the number 20 car, also got involved in something, because he's just ahead of Will Hewitt, and they're heading actually into the last corner right now. But continuing the lead, it's Will Jones. As you can see, a battle. David Bradford actually loses the position to Stephen Stinger, the number 4 car. Oh, I'm sorry, the number 6 car. I apologize. As he makes a move down the inside of turn 1, as he moves himself into the podium position, essentially. Third place is going to be trying to chase down both our leaders as they get really close to the outside barrier out of the S's, and as they head into the bus stop, looks like everybody's smooth sailing. We do have a few people looking for moves, but they don't look close enough. Hayes Booth, I'm pretty sure is the closest one, but he's actually not going to be able to make a move into the bus stop. Oh, actually, we do have a mistake. Oh, and they come together. Steve Murdoch and Hayes Booth, they both come together into the bus stop. Unfortunately for Steve Murdoch, he actually missed the apex on the entry. I apologize, and unfortunately took both of them out, but looks like he's going to be rejoining safely on the inside. All 3 of the you can see the replay. He just gets a good run and unfortunately misses the apex on the entry.
Yeah, we're going to get another look at that here. We're seeing battling going into the bus stop here. Hard braking zone. Looks like he just tried to dive in. Oh, looks like the 53, that is Murdoch, I think you said. Yeah, Steve Murdoch, I'm sorry. I got my names all mixed up there. But yeah, he just got hard on the brakes. Looks like he clipped the curb and spun the car around Hayes Booth. Obviously, nowhere to go on that situation. But nonetheless, we're back up top. Steven Singer following in suit in third place, trying to run down TJ Wood to get that second spot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure Steven right now is showing the pace that he actually showed on practice, because he actually caught them up really quickly. He is obviously right behind TJ Wood, who's actually trying to chase Will Jones down. And they're on the same second, so it should be interesting to see if he can actually get past both of them and actually pull a gap, because he was the strongest man in qualifying in practice, sorry, by quite a margin, around 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second. So, and his closest competitor on practice was Bobby Hamilton, but unfortunately he sits on P5 right now. So if Steven Singer can make his move stick, he actually pull off and maybe get a good lead in the first stage.
Yeah, I wonder if he might be trying to be a little bit conservative right now, so he's not, burning his stuff up. I don't expect to see these guys pit under green. As you say that, Will Jones sets the quickest lap of the race right now with a 1:10.483. But as we mentioned before, both of these, or not both, all three of these stages are going to be 15 laps long. So which doesn't really seem a lot, but when you come to a road course like Watkins Glen or even Sonoma or even the Roval, 15 laps is quite a bit of time. So, I mean, that's 15, 20 minutes racing, depending if we stay green or not. But these guys are going to stay green, so they want to save up all their tires and, try and have the run towards the end of the stage.
Yeah, exactly. These guys have tire allocations. I can see Steven Singer actually made a mistake on the second part of the bus stop. He actually hit that bump. I'm not sure if he's going to get any damage from that, but that's unfortunate for him, chasing second place, as he's struggling to find traction on the carousel right now, and he's going to be coming under pressure from the number 86 of Cole Ainsley, who actually gets really loose out of the carousel as they head into turn 6. Cole is actually going to be putting under pressure from Bobby Hamilton. He's actually going to make a move on the inside. He doesn't. So he's probably going to be lining himself up for turn 1. As you can see there, just really close to the bumper. He's actually going to put the nose, just trying to make sure he knows he's there, trying to put the pressure. But Bobby looks like he got a bit loose on the exit of turn 7, and unfortunately, looks like he's not going to be close enough to make a move down into turn 1.
Cole Ainsley, you see him in 5th place, trying to fend off Bobby Hamilton Jr. as we soar down into turn 1. We're going to see him go a little bit wide, catch those curbs. Bobby Hamilton Jr. following in suit behind him. Not really much going on in front of them, as they've got a little bit of a gap going up until they get to Steven Singer. But nonetheless, they're still going. You can see a little bit of those cars a little bit in front of them, but not really much going on in front of them or behind them. Now we're looking at David Bradford, who's trying to catch up to TJ Wood, trying to make a run on the inside through the carousel. Is he going to make it stick? Using that inside line, he's going to make the pass for second.
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially for you to actually hold the inside line there, pretty much hold the apex. And unfortunately for TJ Wood, he did it, and unfortunately that cost him second place. But looks like he's struggling a bit for pace right now. And David Bradford actually caught him up really quickly and made a move on him. So obviously he's going to be on the chase for Will Jones at this moment in time. And we're going to have to wait and see if Will can actually pick the pace up a bit to preserve his lead, or if David Bradford is going to have enough pace to close down that gap and try to make a move, as the gap is now 1.7 second. 1.7 seconds, so he has to catch up, has quite a bit of work to do. Obviously, he's going to be under pressure from TJ Wood as the head of ESS.
Yeah, but I know if I'm Will Jones, I want to see them battling right there, because when they're racing hard, he can kind of relax a little bit and focus on hitting his marks rather than defending. So we're looking from the rear bumper of David Bradford to that machine of TJ Wood. You see them hitting those curbs in the bus stop there, coming into the carousel now. Gonna hug that yellow line, try to stay as close to it as you can to get the fastest way around. Now we're gonna look up from TJ Wood to David Bradford. We're gonna go into turn 6, into a bigger, heavier braking zone before we head into the final corner.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure from that camera view, you could actually try and work out the two different lines that these drivers are taking through the carousel, as the leader, Will Jones, actually making a big mistake as they head into the final corner. Looks like he went very wide, but obviously if you have the front end grip, you can pretty much make the carousel a 2 apex corner, so you just hit the inside and get a slingshot on the exit. But obviously these cars, they're not really known for a lot of downforce, and the tires obviously are not that great on grip. But if you do have the front gear grip, you can actually make that work and get a great exit. And well, looks like if he continues to make the mistake, Will Jones, if he continues to make small mistakes like that, that's going to allow David Bradford to catch him up, because he did catch 0.6 of a second on the final lap. So if you can keep that up in 2 laps time, he's going to be right on the bumper.
Yeah, having grip here is most definitely important. Having grip anywhere is really important, but especially kind of a road course like Watkins Glen, having grips in, such a wide corner like the carousel, or even going to Sonoma or the Roval, just having grip in general in such a long sweeping corner like that, just it pays a lot of dividends if you have it, and obviously if you don't have it, it pays out the other way. So having grip is definitely something you want to have, which is why I was mentioning why you want to save your tires. You don't want to burn them up early into this run, because you want to try and stay out and get, be the top 5, because only the first 5 positions in the series get stage points. So you want to be in the top 5 at the end of every stage.
Yeah, exactly. So track position obviously is essential. I'm not pretty sure if these guys are going to be taking tires at every stage end, so every 15 laps. I'm assuming they will. The times do seem to be dropping off quite a bit, but yeah, they were running 10.8s at the fastest lap. Looks like they're now running 12, so obviously tire drop off is quite big around here. And well, if you can keep your tires alive throughout the whole stage, you're obviously going to be golden. But obviously, if you do burn up those tires, just understeer and oversteer on exits, you're just going to be burning them up. You're going to be vulnerable to pretty much every single move. As you can see, David Bradford is actually having quite a tough time holding the yellow line, through the carousel. Just that lack of grip starting to kick in these cars.
We're going to go further back through the field. We got a battle going on for 5th place. You see Bobby Hamilton Jr. trying to come up onto Colt Ainsley's. We're coming up into the final section of the track. Into the final corner there. Actually, there's a replay. It looks like Bobby Hamilton Jr. actually got a little bit off the track there. Not quite sure what happened. I don't know if he overran the corner a little bit there or not.
Yeah, looks like he just missed the braking point a bit. Yeah, he just missed the braking point a bit and missed the turning point. That caused him to go into the grass and lose quite a bit of touch to the guy ahead of him, the number 86 of Cole Ainsley. And he now is a bit under pressure from Quentin Murdoch. Looks like they still have around 0.7 of a second. So you can see they're just missing the turn in a bit, but well held. He managed to keep it off the walls and pointing in the right direction and not losing a lot of time. So that was actually a really good save from Bobby Hamilton, especially considering how tough these cars are actually, how tough it is to save these cars after you lose the back end.
Yeah, these cars can be very hard to save. It doesn't take much to get these things around, especially, you touch that grass, a little bit of gravel or anything, most of the time you're not getting that thing back straight. So hats off to Bobby Hamilton Jr. for saving that. Now we're going to look at this battle for the 3rd spot. You see TJ Wood being under pressure by Steven Singer. This is for the 3rd spot, coming up to lap 10 of 15 of this stage.
Yeah, looks like TJ Wood now unfortunately has dropped off the pace, and Steven Singer showing the pace once again he had on practice. And David Bradford as well putting a bit of pressure on Will Jones for the lead, but Steven Singer is definitely closer. I'm pretty sure it's the closest of the 4 cars. I'm not pretty sure it's going to be close enough to make a move on the bus stop, as it looks like they're getting very loose on the entry of the S's, but just making sure the driver ahead of you knows that you're there. That's just putting enough pressure in. How easy, how the amount of mistakes that we're seeing, obviously it's very easy to make a mistake on this car, especially under heavy braking as the carousel. It's definitely important for you to keep applying that pressure. You can see there Steven Singer just pretty much diving the car down the inside, losing the car a bit 2 or 3 times, looks like under a turn in. But managing to save it and managing actually to claw a bit, actually close up the gap, to the guy ahead.
Yeah, speaking of closing the gap, we're looking up. David Bradford's got that gap up to under a second now. Crash on the front straight, contact. Looks like Will Jones was involved in that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Steven Singer actually made a move on the inside of the final corner, but unfortunately we had who was that? That was the 15, the 015 of Vincent Short. He looks like he just lost it on he just lost it on the final corner, and unfortunately the car was parked. And it looks like he just moved at the worst time possible, and unfortunately collected the leader at that time, which was Will Jones. So that is really unfortunate for the leader, running a really strong race and unfortunately got taken out. Yeah, that's big damage to the 56. And unfortunately he lost his front bumper, you can see there. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. You know, running a strong race, I'm not pretty sure if it's going to have steering damage. Looks like he has, so I'm not really sure if that's race over, but the car is very damaged.
And nonetheless, we are still green. We're going to look at that. You see the 015 just lose it off of the final corner. And then you see Will Jones coming up right there. And then he tries to accelerate. Will Jones nowhere to go and goes straight into the 015 and nails the pit wall. Oh, if I'm Will Jones, I'm very upset and frustrated. I mean, obviously for him, nowhere to go. But David Bradford had everything to gain from that as he is pulled away with a lead of over 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like everybody behind Will Jones actually took the cautious approach, and they all broke really hard, and everybody managed to avoid a contact. And looks like now David was actually, as you said, the guy that benefited the most, because now he has a 2.3 second lead essentially over Stephen Singer, and TJ Wood just behind him, just a second behind. So obviously, if he can keep that pace, you know, keep a strong pace, they only have 3 laps to go up until the end of the stage, and obviously getting those stage winning points is essential for his championship.
Stage points are always essential and always wanted and needed. He's got no pressure in front, no pressure behind. He's got 2 laps left to do it, and that'll conclude stage 1 when he does so. David Bradford in the lead, 2.2 seconds back. We're now looking at Bobby Hamilton Jr. making a run for 4th place, actually under fire right now by Mark Truxell for the 5th spot. He's trying to run down Quentin Murdoch for the 4th spot. So this is actually the closest battle on track right now. So the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th right now. Yeah, that 00 is definitely getting ran down by Bobby Hamilton right now.
Yeah, Bobby Hamilton is a lot more confident under braking. You can see their 00 of Quentin Murdoch just getting really loose on the exit of the final corner. And that's definitely not only showing the lack of grip, I guess, he has in the rear end of the Camaro, sorry, but the amount of pressure that Bobby Hamilton is putting on him. And now Bobby Hamilton is actually getting a full mirror of Mark Truxell on that 5 Camaro. And obviously, if Bobby cannot get the move done on Quentin Murdoch, he's definitely going to be have to be defending against Mark, because they're all really close. So it's essential for only 2 laps to go, with 1 lap to go actually. It's essential for Bobby to actually put that move on Quentin.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of aggressive driving here by Bobby, trying to be aggressive while trying to gain the spot while also defending the spot. A lot of aggressive driving for sure going to be done. But I don't want to be too aggressive right now. You know, I mean, we're only on lap 13, coming to 14 to 45. Obviously, yes, you want to be aggressive, try to get those stage points, but you don't want to be overly aggressive and, you know, end your race early.
Yeah, obviously, you do have to be, I guess, aggressive to make the moves, but not be overly aggressive like you would on the final lap, on the final corner, all that sort of stuff, because obviously keep your nose clean and keep your car clear of any damage is essential, because as you said, we're only on stage 1. And obviously, we still have over 30 laps to go on this race. And yeah, so obviously keeping the nose clean is definitely going to be the priority for all of these drivers.
Yeah, keeping the nose clean is definitely priority. We're still watching this battle with Bobby Hamilton Jr. He's caught up to Quentin Murdoch. I don't know if he'll be able to get the pass. We're going through, just got out of the S's, coming down the straightaway into the bus stop for the final time of stage 1. We're going to see some heavy braking here. Looks like he's going to clip the curb just right. I almost thought Murdoch was going to miss the exit of the bus stop there. Looks like he got through. Hamilton going to hold the inside of the corner. Looks like he's going to have more grip. Going to have a better run coming out of the corner. Looks like he's not going to have anything to do with it. You see Truxell following in suit behind him. Nowhere to really go. Hamilton really drives deep into the corner. Going to get right up to the bumper. Not quite going to get there. Coming to the final corner. Looks like David Bradford is going to win stage 1. Steven Stinger in 2nd. TJ Wood 3rd. Murdoch 4th. Bobby Hamilton 5th in stage 1.
Yeah, Bobby was actually really confident in braking. As you can see there, the number is 17, I'm pretty sure. No, sorry, it was 71 of Justin. Napier. Scott Warren actually finishes P10 on the stage. No, sorry, P9. Looks like Cole Ainsley's on pit road early, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be losing a lot of time. But as we grind out, Hayes Booth finishes P11. Thomas McMullen finishes P12. Jeff Napier finishes P13. Jason Spear P14. Will Hewitt is actually coming up to turn 6, I'm pretty sure. He's going to finish his P15. Steve Murdoch close behind for P16. Vincent Short on P17. Unfortunately, he's 2 laps down, but still going. Will Jones, after pretty much leading the whole way through, he unfortunately disconnected. So that's unfortunate, sorry. And looks like those are all our finishes. No, we actually do have Cody Harger actually finishing P20 at this moment.
Oh, so I thought that was actually now would be, I believe, the end of stage 1. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself there, because that was the completion of lap 15.
Caution, yellow flag.
There it is. Yeah, we got a lap ahead of ourselves there. Sorry about that, guys. Got really excited for the stage finish there, and we got a little bit antsy. But nonetheless, stage 1 is now over. David Bradford brings home the win. Steven Singer 2nd. TJ Wood 3rd. Quentin Murdoch 4th. Mark Truxell made the pass on Bobby Hamilton Jr. for 5th. So Bobby Hamilton Jr. finished 6th. Alan DeFries 7th. Justin Napier 8th. Scott Warren 9th. And Hayes Booth rounds out our top 10.
Finishing P11, obviously, Thomas McMullen. Jeffy Napier finishes P12. Jason Spear on P13. Code Ainsley looks like, finishes P14. Will Hewitt on P15. Steve Murdoch 16th. 2 laps down, unfortunately, for Vincent Short on P17. And lastly, Cody Harger on P20. As now we're definitely going to be seeing who's going to be taking the the ideal amount of fuel. We could see some different strategies, I guess, at this point in time, as I'm pretty sure the pit road is going to be open in a few laps time.
Yeah, pit road should be open next time by. I expect to see everybody come in for some tires. I don't expect to not see anyone don't expect to see anyone stay out, so definitely getting 4 fresh tires on these cars is the way to go.
And obviously the fuel strategy, I'm not really 100% confident how it works, but obviously if you do overfuel at this point in time, pretty much fuel for the entire race. At the second stage, caution flag, you can pretty much just take tires and pretty much get track position. So I'm not pretty sure if we're going to see drivers doing that. I'm not pretty sure if that's a common practice, but if we do see different strategies at this point, it could pay off at the end of the race.
Absolutely. Strategy is going to play a lot into tonight, but I don't think tire strategy is really going to come into play, considering the fact that we're only having local yellows tonight instead of full course yellows like you'd normally see. So coming up through the bus stop now under caution, stage 1 is over. If you're just now tuning in, David Bradford wins stage 1 here at Watkins Glen. So when we come back around, guys should be coming in for pit stops.
And we should be seeing a lot of movement on the pits. Obviously, these cars don't have any pit limiters, so we could be seeing some penalties being applied to some people. Obviously, we don't want to see that, but it's something that could happen. And as you said, I'm pretty sure they're all going to take 4 tires. Just looking at the lap times, looks like they were struggling a little bit on grip towards the end of those 15 laps. So even though it's only a 15-lap stage, it's definitely taking its toll on the tires.
Coming up through the final corner, coming up on the entrance of pit road, we're going to see most of the drivers, hopefully all, come in and get tires here at Watkins Glen. After pit stops here, we will drag in and find our stage winner, David Bradford, here shortly.
As you can see, everybody apart from Cody Harger, so I'm pretty sure he's getting the I'm not pretty sure if he's getting the lucky dog, but looks like we do have a few cars that didn't go to the pits. I guess only 3 cars didn't take the pit stops, so interesting strategies obviously they're going to be taking afterwards. So yeah, Cody Harger and Cole Ainsley actually didn't come into the pits.
Interesting call by Colt Ainsley to stay out. He did finish ninth in the stage, so I don't know if he's trying to stay out just to get a lap led under caution, or maybe if he's trying to maybe play into that tire strategy that you may have been talking about, JP. But nonetheless, we're going to drag in our stage winner, David Bradford, and see what he's got to talk about. And speaking of stage one winner, we have David Bradford. Man, that was a hectic stage one. Man, you were, back and forth, and then that incident with Will, and then drove on right by, and then it just secured you right into the win.
Yeah, I hate to see something like that. I don't know what that guy was thinking. That was uncalled for, to say the least. I don't know if he did it on purpose or what he did, but that right there was just garbage on his part. He wasn't paying attention whatsoever. I mean, I'm happy I got the stage win, but I didn't want it like that.
Yeah, from what we saw, it looked like he just spun out, hit the wall, and then tried to get the car fired back up. And then by the time he kept going forward, Will came out of the corner, and unfortunately, Will had nowhere to go. And then I guess fortunately enough for you guys behind Will, had enough time to react and see it, and got enough by it. So I assume the tires were good enough to last through the whole stage. We see Colt stayed out here. I don't know if that was necessarily the good call there. I don't know if he's trying to get some bonus points, or if he's trying to play a different strategy.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what he's thinking here. I guess kudos for him if he can make it work, but I know I couldn't.
So enough about that. How was the car handling just during that run, wheel hop being a thing? Did you experience wheel hop often?
Wheel hop wasn't too bad. It's only down into one really was where it was only really bad. Got the brakes adjusted pretty far forward, so I think that's hurting me in other sections of the racetrack because I don't have nothing to adjust it on the fly. But it's helping me a little bit in one. I feel like Singer is probably the best car in turn one. He can really get in there and get off the corner, and he can really just keep it going through the whole lap. I think it'll be a good competition between me and him. He was really coming at the end of that stage there, but I wasn't really pressing the car neither, so I think it'll be real good between me and him. Maybe a couple of these other guys will start stepping their stuff up now too, because first two stages are all about survival at this racetrack.
That indeed. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you later on in this race. We're going to get you sent back up there so you can get ready for the start, man.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, thank you. That is their stage one winner, David Bradford.
So as we just heard from a stage winner, so obviously, he is actually surprised as well that the number 86 of Colt Ainsley stayed out and didn't take any tires. We're obviously going to see on the start, he's probably going to struggle trying to find grip. Putting all that power on old tires is definitely not going to be ideal. So we're going to have to wait and see if he can keep the lead as they head out of turn one, but looks like everybody's pretty much ready to get going again.
Yeah, after getting 4 fresh tires on these cars, aside for Colt Ainsley, these guys are ready to rack them and stack them one more time. We're going to go green on lap 20 of 45 here at Watkins Glen. We're going to see the pace car take a hard right as we're on board with the Colt Ainsley machine right now. Pace car is going to go right into pit road, and we are green for stage number 2.
Yeah, Colt Ainsley actually took an opportunity because David Bradford unfortunately went a bit too early and had to step on the brakes. But looks like you can just see already the lack of grip that car has under braking. Everybody pretty much coming together, but no one actually spun. And that's going to put actually David Bradford in a really tough position because now he has everybody on the right on his tail. But you can just see how everybody's just closing in on the number 86 as he cannot do the S flat out. But luckily for him, he actually has a decent gap as they head into the bus stop.
Yeah, now that I'm actually looking at a little bit of our telemetry stuff, he's only on 3 lap older tires than the rest of the field right now. So he pitted right before the end of that stage. So that's why he opted to stay out. I didn't even notice that at first. But yeah, he's only got a couple extra laps on those. But as you can see there, you see David Bradford all over the back bumper of Colt as we come out of the carousel, coming into another heavy braking zone before we enter the last section of the track.
Yeah, even though they're only 3 laps older, you can just see the difference of grip that brand new tires just get you. You know, you can see David Bradford pretty much pushing Cole Ainsley out of the corners, and now unfortunately he couldn't get the move done on the outside, and that's gonna leave him under pressure from Steven Singer. Steven may actually try to send it down the inside. He does. It's pretty much alongside the 86. Are they gonna make contact? They don't. But the 86 manages, even with old tires, to keep the position around the outside. Now looks like Steven's gonna be going side by side with the number 46. It closes the door, and now the number 46 actually has to defend from TJ Wood, and actually gets the position. So disaster lap from David Bradford, as he now has to defend from the number 54 of Justin Appier.
Yeah, we were looking there as we heard David say in the interview that Steven has the best car when it comes down to turn 1, that he's able to sail the car down in there, and that we just saw. We're looking further back in the pack. We see Justin Napier, that 54 machine, being under attack right now by the 00 machine of Quentin Murdoch. Bobby Hamilton Jr. further on behind him. As you see now, we have a big gaggle of cars, all single file going on. Colt Ainsley still holding on to the race lead. Steven Singer P2 and TJ Wood following suit in 3rd.
Yeah, Colt Ainsley is actually doing a great job defending from these guys. Obviously, he's trying to get the best access possible out of the final corner, because obviously down into turn 1, Steven actually has the best car. But we're just gonna see the difference in grip. As you can see there, the car actually got loose on the turn in, but looks like he actually got the better exit. And now Steven Singer might actually have to fend off TJ Wood. No, as he backs off, and so does David behind him. So obviously a big gaggle of cars. As you can see, just the run that Steven got out of the S's, and sorry, I'm struggling to find words. He's now gonna try to put the nose on the inside. Cole's actually gonna have to go defensive, and he's gonna keep the position for now. Steven just has so much more grip at this stage in time, but Cody's doing an exceptional job defending the position.
Yeah, they were all bunched up there. The top 4 were almost nose to tail going into the bus stop. They got that situated. You're gonna see Steven Singer get a little bit sideways coming off of the carousel. He's gonna try and get that run, use that draft. You're gonna see TJ Wood also hop a little bit out of line. They're gonna go side by side going into the final corner. Who's going to get the spot?
Looks like TJ Wood is going to brave around the outside, and he gets the spot out of Steven Singer. He gets the better exit, but it looks like pretty much they got the similar exit, but TJ Wood's just ahead. And obviously, since Colt doesn't have the best of grip, he has a lower pace. Obviously, he's not on real pace. As he gets really loose on turn 1, he actually saves the... Does he? He saves the car, but he managed to keep everybody behind. So you can just see how much he's backing off the whole grid compared to stage 1. Obviously, that's really good, as David Bradford has to go defensive, and he's had the number 6, and he brushes the wall. Looks like no damage done there, as Steven Singer drops from 2nd all the way to 4th right now. And Colt Ainsley still leading on those old tires. So it looks like the strategy right now is paying off for him. Obviously, he's backing everybody pretty much into everybody, and making them fight and making themselves lose time, and so giving him more time on the lead of the race.
As you saw there, that camera angle from the rear bumper cam, you can see that 64 all over the back bumper, and he gets a little sideways. David Bradford making a run for 2nd. He's going to slide into the 2nd spot, making a run for Colt Ainsley as we come into the 2nd to last corner. They're going to go single file. The top 4. Looks like David Bradford's going to have a good run going into the final corner. He might be able to send it. Going to go side by side down the front straightaway across the stripe. Going to be close. Colt Ainsley still leading as we're going to go down to turn 1 side by side. I think David Bradford, he's got the preferred line. Actually cleared him going into the corner.
Well, looks like he went a bit too wide. Can Cole actually fight back? Those old tires are going to be going side by side up the hill. The number 86 actually gets the preferred line and keeps the position. That is incredible racing from Colt. It looks like now David Bradford actually, after he had his chance, now he's coming under pressure from Singer, as Singer is going to be putting the nose on the inside, and he's going to have to be brave to send it on the bus stop. Sorry, looks like he's not going to be close enough, as David Bradford actually gets the sticks to 2nd place right now. But looks like everybody's struggling behind Colt Ainsley. You know, they're just not used to having someone with that much less of a grip, I guess, on the car. You can just see they get better exits, but you can just see everybody, all 3 of them, all of them getting loose on the exit of the carousel just because of that extra grip, I guess. You know, they're just not ready to let the car pretty much slow down in time. So everybody's struggling, everybody pretty much drifting out of the corner and losing positions.
Yeah, we caught it there from that onboard of Steven Singer. You saw David Bradford just almost lose the car completely. Hats off to him for keeping the car still running in third right now. But hats off to him for doing that. We're going to see Singer actually take the inside line into turn one. He's going to clear him. And then Colt Ainsley went a little wide, so you're going to see Bradford going to use the inside, get almost up into the grass. Now he's going to push Ainsley back out to the outside line there, and he's going to take the spot, and Ainsley's going to lose a couple spots.
Yeah, they door bang a little bit and obviously compromise Ainsley, and he now loses not only 1, 2, but 3 positions as he's going to have to yield as they come into the bus stop. So unfortunately for him, going to first all the way down into 5th in pretty much half a lap, as now has to settle behind Quentin Murdoch. So obviously his plan is not going according to plan right now. Obviously he's not going as well as he thought, but he held it for quite a long time as he's now having to fend off Bobby Hamilton, who looks really raced. He's going to be putting the nose on the inside. Is he going to be brave under braking? He doesn't. He backs off for now. He's going to try and line himself up for a move into turn 1.
Looking further up, that was some definitely some interesting racing. Just as we saw, the move from the previous lap in that section, and then all the way leading up to turn 1. Just the whole thing, Colt went from, I guess you'd say 0 to 60 real quick, but he went from 1st to 6th really quick, or 1st to 5th, I'm sorry. But nonetheless, Steven Singer's pulled a gap to about 1.5 seconds since that happened. David Bradford trying to run him down, TJ Wood following suit. But Steven Singer definitely has the car to beat right now, as he's setting some flyer laps right now. Actually, fastest car on track that lap.
It looks like as we have everything settled right now, the car's on track. As you can see there, Cody Harger on track on the number 66. Pretty much no front part of the car, pretty much destroyed car. He's running 18th right now, 4 laps down. Ahead of him, Vincent Short in 17th, but looks like he's on the pits, 2 laps down. Ellen DeVries as well in the pits, so we do have quite a few cars on the pits. In P15, Steve Murdoch, as he comes out of the bus stop, pretty much ran out of words. Justin appeared once again, another car in the pits, so looks like a few drivers got tangled up into incidents this lap. In 13th place, we have Thomas McMullen pretty much making his way onto the final corner. Jeff Napier is fighting right now with Jason Spear for the 11th spot, and I'm gonna pass it down to Trey so he can run down the top 10 for us.
Yeah, sitting in 10th right now, we got Will Hewitt as he's going up through the S's right now. In front of him, we have Scott Warren, one of the guys we see up front a lot, kind of sitting back in the latter half of the top 10. In front of him, we have Hayes Booth sitting in 8th spot. So not much in front of him as they go into the bus stop there. As we saw a little bit in front of him, Colt Ainsley's around. So that's actually going to put him back to about probably 14th. But up ahead, Hayes Booth, we have Mark Truxell. There's the incident there with Colt Ainsley just went around to the bus stop. All right, Mark Truxell, you see there. He is currently in the 6th spot, excuse me. Up ahead of him is Bobby Hamilton Jr. And then ahead of him, we have Quentin Murdoch. And then up through the field, we get into the top 3. We have TJ Wood, David Bradford, as you can see right in front of him. And then up in the lead by about 2.5 seconds now is Steven Singer.
So it looks like Steven Singer actually has the best car and pretty much the strongest pace when he's on clear air, when he's not being held behind by someone. So obviously the car to beat around 2.5 seconds already, the gap to David Bradford. So, David won stage 1, and now looks like Steven is on his way to win stage 2 because he just looks very strong. If he can keep this performance up and he can keep his nose clean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the guy to beat on this race.
Yeah, just looking through the previous lap times here, I mean, even, we heard David say that Steven had the best car going down into turn 1. Well, right now, he's got the best car on track. He's the fastest car on track right now by over 0.4 of a second almost. So by about 0.4 of a second, he's the fastest car on track right now. As you can see, he's actually, ever since we started talking about that gap, he's almost bumped it up to 2.8 seconds now.
So yeah, obviously 4/10 of a second on a 1 minute 10 lap time is obviously huge. As you can see, he's still pumping out low 12s on his last laps. Looks like he was 0.2 of a second quicker than David Bradford on the final lap, but over 7/10 quicker than TJ Wood. So you can just see the difference in pace. Obviously, he's still quicker than David Bradford, so that's obviously great for him to keep pushing that gap up and creating that buffer. If he does make a mistake, he obviously already has nearly 3 seconds to pretty much compensate for that mistake.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of breathing room as he's got that gap to almost 3 seconds now. We're coming up onto the white flag, this time by of stage number 2. So it looks like Colt Ainsley, we were talking about him. He dropped back to 10th after that little incident. We saw earlier on before, he had that little mix-up, went from 1st to 5th, and then he spun on the bus stop. Now he's sitting in 10th place. Not really much going on in front of him or behind him. As you can see, he's got nobody around him at all. But rather unfortunate for Colt. He was trying to stay out on that tire strategy. I don't know if he's going to try and I don't know if he's going to try and pit early again. Actually, we see the 17 around. That's Scott Warren.
So it looks like he made a mistake all by his own. So yeah, he unfortunately broke on the grass, as you can see there, and unfortunately overcorrected the car. And that absolutely sends him into the wall. Looks like he actually got stuck into the wall and caused a lot more damage. You can see there he's just struggling to get the car out of that wall. So yeah, that's really unfortunate for him. Unfortunately, he had to tow in back to the pit, so that's obviously a lot of positions lost for him. But quickly touching back on Colt, sorry, we're gonna show actually pretty much the final few laps of Steven, but quickly touching back on Colt, he pretty much just lost the car on the exit. He's now on the pit, so it looks like he's going for the same strategy again. So let's see if that works out. But as you can see on your screen, Steven Singer, pretty much dominating the whole race so far, the whole stage. Sorry. He's just coming up to the second to last corner, the number 6, a nearly 3-second gap to second place, absolutely pumping every single lap time pretty much to the maximum, going faster. As he rounds off the final corner, he wins stage number 2.
Remember, the caution flag will not fly until the top 10 crosses the line, so David Bradford rounds out second, TJ Wood third, Quentin Murdoch fourth, Bobby Hamilton Jr. will be 5th. Caution flag is out. So rounding out our top 10, we have Mark Truxell in 6th, Hayes Booth in 7th, Will Hewitt 8th, Jason Spear 9th, and Jeff Napier rounds out our top 10.
Looks like Thomas McMullen actually narrowly missed out on top 10 as he actually makes contact with Jeff Napier as they head into turn 1. So it looks like Jeff got a bit of damage on that Toyota on the back end of that car. And I'm not pretty sure if Thomas actually got some damage on the front end. He looks like it's a little bit dented, so that's really unfortunate. But coming back, Colt Ainsley finishes P12 after making a stop, so definitely we're going to have to keep an eye out on him. Scott Warren finishes P14 on the pits currently. Justin Appear in 15th. Scott Warren actually is the first guy to be a lap down. Justin Appear 15, Alan DeFries coming out of the final corner to finish P16. Cody Hager just crossed the line for P17. Vincent Short in P18, and that's currently our grid. Only 18 cars on the race. And obviously we're showing Bobby Hamilton because only the top 5 are going to be scoring stage points. So Bobby is the final guy to be scoring any points on this stage, as they're not going to head into stage 3. Obviously the most important one, because right now it's pretty much win it or lose it. Obviously everybody's going to be on full on attack mode to try and get the win on tonight's race.
Well, we have a moment. I'm going to give a shout out to the people that help us keep the lights on. So we're going to do a sponsor plug real quick. First off, we're going to start with Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. You provide the image you want, and they'll create a beautiful framed high quality canvas, with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com for additional information. Next up, we have Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. At Permanent Makeup and Cryo Maine, the owner, Ashley Boyer, is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. You can contact Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine at permanentmakeupinmaine.com or call or give them a text at 207 358 8683. Again, that number is 207 358 8683. If you're looking for the best solutions for your permanent makeup concerns, give Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine a call today to book a consultation. If you visit their Facebook page, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, the and is with an ampersand, you can enter one of their monthly giveaways. Enter today, and who knows, you might just win. And lastly, we want to thank PitStop TV's new parent organization, Whiplash Media. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and much more. Whiplash Media is also working on their presence in real racing, offering services such as photography, social media management, and public relations. Go to whiplash-media.com for more information.
Looks like everybody's heading to pit road. We do have one car that stayed out. Yeah, that's Justin Pierce, so I'm pretty sure he's just taking the lucky dog. I'm gonna assume that, but it looks like everybody is on pit road. Everybody's gonna be taking 4 tires and refueling their cars for the final few laps of this fantastic race. And obviously, I do want to take an eye. Yeah, Cole Ainsley, obviously, he pitted within 2 laps of the white flag, and he's gonna take the lead once again on this race. So if he can keep the position until the end of the race, he's definitely going to be on for a good shot. But obviously, he's going to have to defend from the hard-charging Steven Singer, which actually is going to be behind Scott Warren. So I'm not pretty sure how the procedure is here because Scott is not meant to take the lucky dog. But, you know, Steven is actually going to have to make some good inroads. But he actually came with a massive gap to David Bradford. So David actually lost quite a bit of time on pit road because TJ Wood and Quentin Murdoch and Bobby Hamilton all jumped him. So it looks like David Bradford had some issues on pit road.
Well, now that pit stops are done and over with, we're going to get Steven Singer in here, and we're going to turn it over to JP for that interview. So here we have Stage 2 winner Steve Singer. Take it away, JP.
So Steve, obviously fantastic result for you on that stage number 2. So on this beginning, we saw, you know, even though Cole Ainsley had older tires, you know, everybody seemed to be struggling to pass him. So what was happening?
Well, Colt can wheel a race car, that's for sure. Even on old tires, he's hard to get around. He was definitely slower, but same token, I'm not going to turn him to make the pass.
Yeah, obviously you showed, you actually lined him up perfectly on the exit of the final corner to take him on turn 1. Obviously, you're probably going to have to do that again because Cole went for the same strategy, and he's obviously on the lead right now. But obviously, you do have that knowledge of how his car is going to handle and, you know, how you can react. So I'm pretty sure you're just already planning how you're going to execute that move.
Well, hopefully it's easy because he's actually the last car on the lead lap, so...
And obviously, after you pass him, you pretty much just bolted away from the entire field. Talk us how well is your car handling, you know, because it looks like it's on rails. You're pretty much pulling away from everybody, putting the fastest lap times. How is it?
Well, even cars that handle well here, at least stock cars, don't handle well anyway, so we're just trying to keep it off the wall and out of the grass. And,
you know, just quickly to end it off, obviously, you're gonna have to make the move on him. Obviously, you're gonna be under a lot of pressure as well because he's gonna be on the older tires. How difficult it is to overtake here, and how easy it is to defend from everybody else.
Defending is definitely preferred, if you ask me. Getting around these guys without making contact, that's where it's difficult.
Well, but you guys have been doing a lesson, you know, pretty much no contact whatsoever. So well done, and I'm gonna clear you out so you can concentrate on this restart. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that is Stage 2 winner Steven Singer, who will be starting second in the final stage here. We're coming out of the S's right now for the final time under yellow. So the next time we go through here, we'll be under green, obviously. 11 laps to go. We will be 11 laps to go, sorry, when we go green. So as we're going to run through the top 10 again for you guys really quick before we go green. So the running order as we stand right now, Colt Ainsley is our leader, Steven Singer second, TJ Wood third, Quentin Murdoch fourth, Bobby Hamilton Jr. fifth, Mark Truxell in sixth, Will Hewitt seventh, Jason Spear eighth, Jeff Napier ninth, and David Bradford, as JP mentioned, had some issues on pit road. I don't know if he maybe had some damage or maybe got some of that fixed. I don't know. Had a slow pit stop, but he's all the way back in 10th.
And P11 right now for the restarts, Thomas McMullen, Hayes Booth in P12, Steve Murdoch in P13, Justin Appier in P14, Alan DeFries in P15, Scott Warren in 16th place, and Cody Hager on 17th. Those are all the cars that are going to be taking the restart. Looks like Justin Appier let Alan go, and everybody, only 17 cars are going to be taking the green flag.
Talk about taking the green flag. We're going to watch the pace car make that hard right turn one more time. And the green flag waves here at Watkins Glen. We have 11 laps to go. Colt Ainsley with a superior restart as we go down to the turn one. You're going to see these cars heavy braking as he takes that bottom line away from Steven. But Steven's going to use that outside line, try to pinch Colt all the way back to the inside. But Colt's going to have that inside preferred line, and Steven's going to go way out to the white line.
Yeah, looks like Steven actually got a great run on the outside, but unfortunately couldn't make it stick. Now he's going to be under pressure from TJ Wood, who is actually going to be under pressure from Quentin Murdoch. We might see a 3-wide situation, though. We're only going to see 2 wide as Quentin goes down the inside of the number 64. Looks like they're going to make a bit of contact. They do, but both of them keep the cars on track, and Quentin keeps his position. But looking ahead on the fight for P1, Steven Singer. Oh, unfortunately, he touched the 86, and the 86 is into the wall. It looks like he collects the 64, the 00, and we do have a big crash of cars, unfortunately, on the exit of the carousel. We're going to be putting a replay. As you can see, the 0
full
and
course yellow
in the 88, as we do have a full course yellow on the circuit.
Yeah, we're going to get a replay of that here. Here's that contact you were mentioning there, but that was actually that was actually behind the leaders. So we're going to come out of the bus stop here. You see Ainsley and Singer are still going there, still going. Looks like Steven just had a run going for the inside, and Colt either was on the brakes or tried to go down to block it. And then he was just there, and unfortunately, contact was made, got spun around, collected the 64 and the 00, and then just carnage went underneath there. You see Bobby Hamilton Jr. just slides through. David Bradford, I don't know how he got through that, but nonetheless, everyone else seemed to get by that scot-free.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a case of a lot extra grip on pretty much mid corner. You can just see how much he was gaining, and unfortunately, he just, Colt just didn't have enough grip to go on the wide line, and unfortunately they touched. That's unfortunate, obviously taking a lot of cars out of the fight for the win, essentially. And Colt is left with big damage, as we only have around 10 laps to go. So that's unfortunately for the leaders. As you can see there, the 0 just had absolutely nowhere to go, just pretty much a passenger at that point. But luckily for us, everybody else managed to escape, even though it was narrowly. You can see there on the onboard. He's just gonna get closer, and unfortunately, they actually touched twice, so pretty much just moved in once, and unfortunately came back and made contact.
We're going to look at this replay one more time from the rear bumper cam of the 86 of Colt Ainsley. You see a little bit of the contact there, goes up the track a little bit, and then there's the contact that sent him around, and then more contact got sent around. You see the 00 there. Just very unfortunate. I mean, nobody wants to wreck anybody, but especially for the lead, that's just not what you want to see at all. But, it's part of racing. It's part of it. It's unfortunate, but, the show must go on, and that's exactly what's going to go on here. And we're going to see 9 laps to go. I don't expect to see anybody come back down pit road. If we do, it'll probably be some guys that want to get some damage fixed, or maybe some guys that just want to get some extra grip.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, they're gonna have to make pretty much a sacrifice. If they do come pit road, even though they're gonna have extra grip, they're obviously gonna have to overtake a lot of people. As we do have, I'm pretty sure that's David. I'm not really sure. Yeah, David Bradford. So just as we were mentioning, he was running P7, but looks like he's gonna come down to the pits. It's gonna be interesting to see if he's actually gonna take tires or fuel, because obviously, as we said, he had some sort of incident on pit road because he just lost a lot of time. And by the looks of it, yeah, he's going to be taking tires, so he's going for that extra grip. And obviously, TJ Wood on the 64 is also on pit road trying to fix the damage, I guess.
I mean, honestly, at that point, when I don't necessarily blame them for coming in to get tires. You know, there was a little bit of some tire wear, but not a lot. But you know, they were further back in the top 10 anyway, so they didn't really have much to lose. So you know, might as well go in. You have enough sets of tires to do that, so might as well just get some extra grip and then rack them and stack them again, and hopefully that these guys burn their stuff up, and maybe you can have a chance to run yourself up to the front at the end of this.
And obviously, you know, we saw, because Cole Ainsley actually pretty sure that he had only 3 laps of racing, 2 or 3 laps of racing on those tires, and then obviously just yellow flag laps. Then we saw the difference in grip that it made. So it could be a bold strategy that might work out. We're not really sure. Only time will tell. But you know, obviously, it's going to be interesting to see. Sorry, if David can actually pull himself up to the grid, because obviously he's going to have a lot more grip than the guys ahead of him.
Yeah, by the time we go green, they're going to have about 6 laps on their tires, but you know, obviously most half of those are going to be caution laps, so not really up to speed. But those tires are going to be up to more of temperature, I guess, if you will, rather than his, because he's going to be restarting on colder-ish tires, since you know, they're not been up to speed yet. But nonetheless, interesting strategy call. But with that being said, Bobby Hamilton Jr. is actually seated himself into second right now. Will Hewitt, haven't really heard or said much about him today, finds himself in third. Truxell's in fourth. Spears in fifth. And Hayes Booth, after that incident earlier on in the race where he went off in the bus stop, sitting in sixth.
Yeah, exactly. Will Hewitt and Hayes Booth, I'm pretty sure, are both the highlights. Also Jason Spear, because Will Hewitt actually started on P18 and he finds himself in third position. So obviously, you know, if he can keep himself there, it's going to be a great comeback race for him. Hayes Booth as well started in P19. He's now currently in sixth. And Jason Spear starting on P15 and is currently in fifth. So we do have quite a few drivers that started further back on the grid, and now looks like they find themselves in the top 5. So obviously, we're only gonna have a 7-lap shootout till the end, so everybody's gonna be giving their absolute hardest, and you know, hopefully we can see these guys actually making even more inroads.
Yeah, these 7 laps are going to be very, very aggressive. I don't expect to see another full course yellow again unless, you know, things get super hectic. I didn't think we'd see a full course yellow all day, but you know, I guess you always have to expect the unexpected when it comes to a course like Watkins Glen. You never know what's going to happen. We're coming up to the bus stop one more time under yellow, hopefully for the final time under yellow. Steven Singer going to lead us to the green. Bobby Hamilton Jr. to his outside. This is going to be a wild finish, boys.
Yeah, exactly. If the race wasn't exciting enough for some viewers, it's definitely going to be exciting now, because we're going to have Bobby Hamilton, who's actually second place in practice, right behind Steven Singer. So we're going to be seeing both of these guys going head-to-head on those final laps, and we're going to have to wait and see if those guys that actually make the comeback, the number 7 of Will Hewitt, if he has the pace to challenge for the win. And you never know, you know, maybe we'll see a surprise winner tonight.
Surprise winners are always fun. Upset victories are always something I personally like seeing. But, you know, you can't be sleeping on David Bradford further on back there. You know, he's back in the 12th spot. Colt Ainsley's back in 14th. You know, they just pit and got all those got 4 fresh tires. But, you know, trying to get around these guys on the older tires is one thing, you know, because you got to make your way up to the front. Well, you have 7 laps to do it. Not very much space to do so. But with that being said, the pace car will be taking that hard right turn into pit lane, hopefully for the last time. We're going to go green flag one more time. Barney waved that flag, and he's clear. Bobby Hamilton Jr. going to take the inside line, going to try and get it. Will Hewitt is actually going to take P2 from Bobby Hamilton Jr. going into turn 1.
Will Hewitt absolutely sent it around on the inside and got the position from Bobby Hamilton, who was actually overcautious on the entry of the corner. As you can see further behind, Mark Truxell is going to be going down the inside of the 83. and he's actually going to be sticking around the outside. If he can get a good run, he's probably going to be challenged on the bus stop. As you can see there, Hayes Booth has absolutely nowhere to go, but unfortunately just watch it as we're going to see both cars going side by side. We're actually going to see them, but unfortunately they made contact, and Jason Spear unfortunately gets door bang. He's going to be losing a lot of positions, fitting right behind Justin Appear, who was in 10th. And unfortunately for him, he's going to be losing quite a few positions. Mark Truxall now is under pressure from Hayes Booth, so we're going to have to wait and see if he can actually make the position down into 4th position.
Yeah, looking further back, you can see they're kind of trying to span out a line, mostly single file. We're coming into the final corner there. We actually have a battle for second right now. You have Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Will Hewitt fighting for that second spot. You see Bobby trying to fan towards the inside. He's going to break a little earlier. Looks like Will Hewitt's going to have that inside line. Them battling right there is exactly what Steven Singer wants to see. He's got that gap to just about a second. Now we're on board with the front bumper cam of Bobby Hamilton Jr. You're going to see him go up through the S's. You can get that big run on Will Hewitt. You're going to see him go to the right side of Will. He's going to try and clear him going into the bus stop. Side by side can be super sketchy going in here. Looks like Bobby's going to get the spot. Will locks up and loses the car off the track. Oh, man, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly. He just lost it under braking, and as soon as he turned in, the rear end was like, yeah, you're not making that corner. And unfortunately, he couldn't save it, and he drops all the way behind Cody Hager, who was unfortunately... Oh, no, actually, he drops behind Quentin Murdoch for position, so that's unfortunate for him running right now in P12, I'm pretty sure, as you can see that on the replay. And, you know, that's unfortunate for him, but he's going to be fitting right back into heavy traffic. So if he had a pace to challenge Bobby Hamilton, he's definitely going to have the pace to challenge these guys.
Yeah, and that being said, Steven Singer sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 10:208. That is the fastest lap by, looks like 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Singer is just pretty much just bolting away from everybody. He already has a 2.1 second lead. He obviously doesn't need to take a lot care of the tires because, you know, we only have 6 laps to go. So, you know, he can just pretty much chill on the lead, you know, pull that big gap and pretty much just control the pace. But obviously, he's going for fastest lap. He's going for all those bragging rights, I guess, from everybody. And he's definitely doing the best job out here on track.
As we look back, the battle for P5 looks like Napier and David Bradford. David Bradford made up a lot of room on that restart. You know, as we mentioned, he started 12th. He makes the pass on Napier for that 5th spot. David Bradford making his way up through the field rather quickly, trying to catch up to that 2 machine of Hayes Booth.
Yeah, obviously, unfortunately, we cannot see what his real pace is because he obviously just has a lot more grip in it. He's making the moves on, he's just overtaking everybody. So unfortunately, we cannot really tell how fast his race car is. But what I can tell you is that even though he made a move on last lap, he was 1.2 seconds quicker than Hayes Booth on that final lap. And he pretty much matched the pace of Steven Singer, only 0.2 slower. So he definitely has the pace to make even more moves, as he finds himself currently in P5, but he has his eyes on P3 right now.
Yeah, eyes on P3 for sure. He's definitely getting up to Hayes Booth, and you know, you see Truxell right in front of him. So he doesn't have much ground to make up, but he's got, you know, just under 3 laps to go to do it. We're going to go on board with David Bradford and see his point of view here from that roll bar camera. We're coming into the latter half of the circuit here, second to last corner. Heavy braking. He's going to drive it in deep, hold it in on that inside line, touch those curbs there as you see it. He's going to follow suit. Oh, and he gets loose, gets into the grass, holds on to that car. Didn't lose much ground there. Very good job by David Bradford holding on to that car. But we're going to get a replay of that here, watching you see from the TV camera. We're going to go into the corner, and he just looks like he may have clipped the grass just slightly. That's, you know, that loss of traction that plays a huge factor into these cars, and as you saw, that happened right there. Now he's got to make up all that ground again.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like he just clipped the grass by a few millimeters, and that was enough to send the rear spinning. But at that point in time, you're pretty much just looking at the apex of the next corner, and unfortunately for him, that cost him probably the opportunity to pass Hayes down into turn one. But you can just see that extra grip. Just he just can grip a lot more. His tires just can just bite on every corner, every braking point, and pretty much every exit better than Hayes' tires. So he's already on the back of the number 2 car, just as he was on the final lap, and he's just applying that pressure. You can see there Hayes just getting a little bit out of shape on the exit of turn 6. He's not going to be looking on the inside. He doesn't really put the nose in. He doesn't really commit, but looks like Hayes got really loose on the exit of turn 7, but looks like it's not going to be close enough for turn 1.
2 laps to go for Steven Singer. We're watching the battle for fourth right now. David Bradford still trying to put the pressure on to Hayes Booth, trying to get past Hayes to catch up to Truxell to get that 3rd spot. Not much time left, but definitely a lot of room to make up. Coming up through the S's onto the backstretch here, going into the bus stop. You're going to see him. He's going to go to the inside, or go to the outside. Try to go into the bus stop here. Catch those curbs. Doesn't really get much of a run coming out of the bus stop. We're going to go into the carousel and see if he can do anything there.
Yeah, it looks like he just has extra more grip, but unfortunately he cannot get the run up close enough. He got a bit loose on the entry of the carousel, but it held it pretty nicely. As you can see, just as a carbon copy of last lap, he's on the back. You can see just braving on the brakes. He unfortunately has to hold his car back. You can see they're braking on the middle of the corner essentially to not run into the back of Hayes Booth, but you can see right now he just got a lot closer. He got the optimal race line, but looks like he struggled a bit of traction on the exit of the corner, and he's not going to be close enough for the exit of turn 1. But last lap Hayes got really loose on the exit, and that allowed David a run onto the back straight. Let's see if that's going to happen again. Looks like all of them get pretty good traction, so looks like David is going to have to brave around the final part of the racetrack.
Looking up further ahead, Steven Singer for the final time coming through the bus stop, 3.5 seconds ahead of second place. Bobby Hamilton Jr. comes out of the bus stop, perfect corner through the carousel for the final time. All he's got to do is hit his marks, go on a Sunday drive, and he's going to bring that number 6 machine into victory lane. Out of the carousel he goes into the second to last corner. As you can see further back, you see Bobby Hamilton Jr., but he's not close enough to do anything. The only thing he could do is wait for Steven to do a mistake. Looks like that's not going to happen. Steven Singer out of the corner for the final time here at Watkins Glen is going to take the checkered flag and the win here at the Watkins Glen International.
Absolutely well-controlled pace from him. And second place, obviously, Bobby Hamilton. After starting in 5th place, that's really good. 3rd place go to Mark Truxell, and looks like Hayes Booth actually lost the position to David Bradford. So Hayes Booth, after starting P19, actually finishes P5, but unfortunately lost 4th on the final lap for David. As we come again, Justin Napier finishes P6, Jeff Napier finishes P7, Scott Warren P8, Thomas McMullen P9, and Quinn Murdoch rounds off the top 10.
We're actually going to go back now and see if we can find that pass on from David Bradford on Hayes Booth for that 4th spot. See if we can find that for you guys, since we didn't get to catch that when it happened. So here we are coming down the straightaway into the bus stop. You're going to see he's going to go to the inside. Oh, Hayes Booth just butchered it, and that allowed Bradford to get by, and obviously no contact was made, so that's good, and at least Hayes Booth was able to keep that car controlled for the time being to not lose any more spots. But David Bradford from 12th on that restart to go up to 4th place. And looks like TJ Wood had some issues as well. So we're going to see what happened to him coming out of the carousel. So he's coming out of the carousel here, coming into one of the heavier braking points. Second to last corner. He goes out, catches the end of those curbs, touches the grass just like we saw David Bradford do, and almost lost it. Kept the car going, and was able to bring that car home. But nonetheless, we're back. Steven Singer burning them down here at Watkins Glen. Well-deserved victory. He put on an absolute clinic out here tonight. One of the fastest guy on track tonight, as we heard David say earlier on in this race that Will Jones, that he had the better car in turn one, and then once he got up front and was able to control that race, it was all she wrote.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to win stage one. Looks like he struggled a bit behind traffic. But once he had clean air, no one could get close to him. And, that translated 2 stage wins, led every lap of stage 3, got into the lead pretty much right away. And, was never seen again from Bobby Hamilton. And, just showed his pace, just translated his pace that he had in practice. And just had an absolute dominant performance, pretty much 5 seconds ahead of second place and 10 seconds ahead of third. That was an absolute clinical drive, as you said, from Steven Singer.
We're going to cut to a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with post-race coverage and interviews live on PitStop TV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
And we're back here on PitStop TV for post-race coverage of the Watkins Glen 110 of the Superior Class Auto Racing Cup Series. What an eventful race we had. Definitely had some ups and downs, but nonetheless did not disappoint. We're about to drag in our race winner, Steven Singer, as he won stage 2 and brought the win home. So with that being said, we have race winner Steven Singer. So man, you've won stage 2 and then you brought the win home. So talk about, I know we were talking about you didn't want to get into Colt there, and obviously some contact was made. Didn't look intentional by any means, but just talk us through that and then how that set up the end of the race for you.
Yeah, it definitely came out looking like a hypocrite on that one. Again, I apologize to Colt. That was me being a little aggressive on a guy that I don't think he had fresh tires. That would make my assumption that's why I caught him the way that he did. He checked up, I hit him. I thought we were good, and then I hit him again, and then he went around. So, again, apology.
Yeah, we saw it there. Looks like you just had more grip going into the carousel there because you were holding it down on the line. He was kind of just out of the lane a little bit, and then some contact. But nonetheless, obviously wasn't on purpose, but definitely something you don't want to see. But Looking out through the race, you definitely had the car to beat. You were the fastest guy on track by far, by several tenths. And just talk us through how the car felt from early on and, going on through a run, putting tires on, and then just going through that, and then even driving with some potential damage.
Yeah, I mean, this car with fresh tires, it's really, really not bad at all. But after a few laps, it does fall off a little bit. Really, just Watkins Glen is one of my favorite places. I grew up an hour and a half from here. I've been going here since I was a kid. So every opportunity I had to sim race at Watkins Glen, I was certainly doing that. So I've got a lot of laps here, so that was very helpful.
So we were talking about wheel hop before the race. So was wheel hop really a factor tonight, like really going into turn one? We saw you had turn one down to you had that down perfect. So I wasn't sure if you had experienced wheel hop anywhere else on the course or seen anybody else experience it.
Well, all week I was dealing with a lot of wheel hop going into one and occasionally into the bus stop. So it didn't really present itself until 4, 5, 6, 7 laps on the tires. So I just decided, okay, let's see if I can play with some brake bias and see if that helps things. And luckily it did. So I didn't really have any issues today.
Well, thankfully we have those in-cars adjustments to where we can adjust the car to our liking and do all that. So looks like all those practice laps, going into turn one to not get wheel hop paid off for you. You obviously put on a clinic tonight, as we mentioned. Who makes it happen for you tonight? You won stage 2, you won stage 1. Who makes it happen?
Well, Castle Products. Castle packs powers on the side of the car. They've been in racing on the ARCA side with Andy Santerre back in the day, and that's who I work for, so I don't have a problem sporting them. They've been good to me over the years, so that's what we do.
All right. So, what can we expect? Can we expect to see you next week at Michigan?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. This was my first Cup race in the league, so I've got a handful of races that I was kind of thinking about. Certainly, Watkins Glen being one. Michigan was a possibility. Just depends on schedules. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, definitely going out with some big momentum for it being your first race in the Cup Series here, coming out on top of the win. Definitely a lot of momentum, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more from you, man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thank you for your time, and good congratulations on the win tonight. That was Steven Singer, our race winner. All right, we're going to turn it over to JP for our second place finisher, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Take it away, JP.
So Bobby, I guess it's a bit of a quiet race for you up until stage 3. We didn't really see you making a lot of moves. So I guess the first 2 stages was the plan to just keep your nose clean, just picking off those stage points. Obviously, in stage number 2, you finished on the top 5. So was it just the plan, just keeping your nose clean for the first 2 stages?
That's what the plan was, and I was starting to get worried because the way practice was going and the way all they were racing in practice, I was like, shoot, they're going to tear some stuff up early and be able to just stay with the lead guys or whatever and not burn my stuff up trying to keep up. And it's so hard to pass here. But during the first 2 segments, they didn't hardly do any of that. So I was like, well, you might be in trouble here. And pit stops, we all know how that works. I was thinking about doing something different. And I was like, you know what? Got to stay in the top 6 in points, just get a decent finish. And then once the races got started, they started racing hard, started taking each other out. Then it was just survival. And at the end, we picked up a little bit, but it was, you just watch that 6 car just drive off in the sunset. He was stupid fast. So get out of here with a top 5 is all I was hoping for. We accomplished that, moved up in points. So good night.
And obviously, you had a great pace as well because you were the second quickest guy on practice as well by half a tenth pretty much. But at the end of the race, you finish up 5.2 seconds ahead of P3. So obviously, you had a great pace as well. Just second best car on the grid. How difficult was there with the tire wear? Pretty much just wheel hopping, the traction out of the corners. How difficult was it?
Yeah, the wheel hop was big. I don't know what the newest update did to it because it was crazy. If you started turning rear brake to it, it would help, but at the same time, you would get loose getting in. So constantly on the button box, I was back and forth on the dial, getting more front. We're going different corners, and this place is so crazy. Like for instance, your S's, how you get to the S's, how you get down the back straightaway, and So you had to put sections of the racetrack together where you were really, really fast, and I would just try to concentrate on making all my passes there. And I mean, it worked out. I mean, because there was a couple guys that was better than me all the way through the racetrack, except through the S's on the back straightaway, getting to the bus stop, and that's where I could pass a lot of them. So, but the wheel hops, you had to be careful. There was a couple times I started wheel hopping, I just hit the clutch, and it slowed it down. And luckily, you had a good cushion on the guy behind me, and was able to save it, not do nothing silly to run off the grass. So, we told everybody, if you just stay on the racetrack, you'll get you a top 5, and the ones that stayed on the racetrack got a top 5.
Yeah, stayed on the racetrack and you finished second best, so I guess that's a really good positive for you to take out on tonight's race. Now I'm gonna give you the opportunity to pretty much thank your sponsors. So who do you have to thank for?
Waffle House, Whoppers, Zero Bar, First Horizon Bank, and Red Dot Storage Units. Those guys are the ones that funnel money to us to keep this thing going. And this stuff's expensive to do, so if it wasn't for those guys and the partners we got, we wouldn't be able to do this and have great representation like you guys advertising for us. And all the guys here tonight, just awesome racers. It's like a big family. We all cut up during the week on Discord and stuff. So I'm just tickled to death to be part of it. And once again, another great, awesome show by you guys. I got a text from the head sponsor guy, and he was thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Love this stuff. And so, I mean, it all worked out. Good night.
Well, thank you. And I'm guessing the final question is, are we going to see you next week on Michigan?
We'll be there. We're going to be there every week.
Well, I hope these guys can actually talk to you again next week. So congratulations on your result. Thank you for your time. And now I'm going to be passing to Trey so he can interview our final podium finisher, pretty much, Mark Truxell.
All right, then our final interview for the night, we have Mark Truxell, our P3 finisher. Mark, you started off in 7th place. Kind of a quiet day for you. Didn't really hear much about you, didn't see much about you, and then you just kind of creeped your way up towards the front, and then you found yourself in 3rd place at the end. Just talk us through your night, man.
Yeah, well, as soon as we got going there, I just had to kind of bide my time and had to let a few guys go and just see what was going on. And I just tried to keep the momentum up, especially got to keep the pressure on that 25, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely keeping pressure on the guy in front, and just Bobby in general. The guy he puts on the show in here and trying to make everything happen here. But you had a P3 finish. Seemed like you as I said, you're pretty quiet from you tonight, and then obviously that incident with Steven and Colt helped you skyrocket a little bit up in the standings there a little bit, and then you ended up bringing it home 4th. We saw that battle with David and Hayes going on there. So what was your thought process with that? Did you think David was going to get up to you at all, or were you just full defense mode, just he's not getting by me?
Well, going into the bus stop, I really didn't see him behind me until we was coming out. And then we kind of got together there a little bit, and then everything happened in front of us, and man, we came through it all right, but that could have got really sketchy.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than it was. So some of you guys just barely scooted on by it, but nonetheless, you brought the car home in one piece. You got a P3 finish, got some stage points, and that's definitely going to help going into the championship. So who makes it happen for you tonight?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for doing an awesome broadcast, and I want to thank Bobby, David, Will, Colt, and Jeff, and all the guys that put this league on, the website and everything. And just like to thank all the drivers, really, for putting on a pretty good show. And then my main sponsor, Little Tate's Cupcakes, which is my daughter, and I just want to say hi to her, love her and the kids. And AlexMorganImaging.com, MCF Construction, and all the friends and family watching.
All right, man. We appreciate the kind words from everybody. So what can we expect from you next week when we head to Michigan?
Hammer down. Just got to try to keep up with the same guys that usually run fast, Will and David and Bobby. And, getting down close to the end of the season. So no mistakes.
Yeah, no mistakes. Being consistent and finishing laps is what it comes down to. Well, thank you for your time, man. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you more.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you. That is third place finisher Mark Truxell, our final interview for the night. So overall tonight, JP, I think that was a very, very good race. I expected this race to be very action-packed, lots of fun, aggressive, and, that's what we got.
Yeah, exactly. For my first Cup race, I'm pretty sure that couldn't went better. It's just so much fun seeing these cars on road courses. Obviously, they do struggle a lot. They don't have a lot of downforce. They don't have a lot of tire grip. But it's just so much fun to see these drivers just wrestling the car. Obviously, we did have a few touches here and there, but I guess that's just racing for you. We do get that on pretty much every single every single race. But these guys kept it clean, and overtakes were clean, smooth, and it was just a lot of fun to witness.
Yeah, and before we head out, we're going to go through our field one more time. We're going to bring up the results here. As we know, Steven Singer put on an absolute clinic tonight, brings home the dub. That number 6 car was on fire tonight. Bobby Hamilton Jr. finishes second. Mark Truxell in third. David Bradford fourth. Hayes Booth in fifth. Justin Napier in sixth. Jeff Napier in seventh. Scott Warren eighth. Thomas McMullen ninth. And Quentin Murdoch in 10th.
TJ Wood, after starting on second place, finishes off in 11th. Jason Spear finishes off in 12th. Will Hewitt on P13. Cole Ainsley on 14th. Steve Murdoch on 15th. 16th place goes to Alan DeFries. 17th, the number 66 of Cole Hager. And in 18th place, we do have Vincent Short. 19th place, and just mentioning, obviously, Vincent Short 23 laps down. Will Jones, unfortunately, after leading pretty much the whole of stage 1, finishes after winning stage 1, finishes P19, 34 laps down. And Fred Strawwich was the last guy to actually take the green flag, finishes off in P20. And obviously, Mickey Spear unfortunately didn't start the race, finishes off in 21st place.
And that concludes the finishing order of tonight's race. But before we head off, I'm going to do a quick sponsor plug again for everybody. Help keep the lights on, what keeps the series going. Obviously, our series sponsors, 7-Up, First Horizon Bank, Red Dot, Dr. Pepper, Whopper, Zero Bar, Candy Bar, I already said that. And Waffle House, and obviously our sponsors here at PitStop TV. So you got Tucson Sound Art, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, and Whiplash Media. Thankful for all these guys and the series sponsor for doing it, helping us, keep our broadcast going, keep the lights on, and thankful for the series sponsors to allowing them and dishing money out so we can cover them and they can provide these the quality racing that you guys are seeing. And with that being said, that concludes our coverage tonight of the Superior Class Auto Racing Cup Series at Watkins Glen. Oh, I forgot to read our sponsors. Silly me. So, before we do that again, I'm going to read off our sponsors. So, Tucson Sound Art, your picture, your music. You provide the image you want, and we will create a beautiful framed high-quality canvas with built-in Bluetooth speaker. With Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Visit TucsonSoundArt.com for additional info. Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. At Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, the owner, Ashley Boyer, is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. You can contact them at permanentmakeupinmaine.com or call or give them a text at 207-358-8683. If you're looking for the best solutions for your permanent makeup concerns, give Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine a call today to book a consultation. If you visit their Facebook page, Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine, you can enter one of their monthly giveaways. Enter today, and who knows, you might win. And last up, we have PitStop TV's new parent organization, Whiplash Media. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and much more. Whiplash Media is also working on their presence in real racing, offering services such as photography, social media management, and public relations. Go to whiplash-media.com for more information. And now, to close us out, since I jumped the gun last time, that concludes our coverage tonight of the Superior Class Auto Racing Cup Series at Watkins Glen International. We at PitStop TV thank you for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Join us for the next 3 nights as we bring you the BRP iRacing Series season opener tomorrow, Operation E Motorsports season finale, and the Bluegrass iRacing Series All-Star Race. The Superior Class Auto Racing Series continues next week from Michigan International Speedway, for race 6 of the season. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/PitStop TV, on Twitter at PitStop TV _, and on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV, and on YouTube by searching PitStop TV. From all of us at PitStop TV, JP Costa alongside me on the mic, Trey Shuttlesworth on production. I'm Trey Patton for PitStop TV, and we will see you next time.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Wow.